Drew Fitzgerald was born August 12, 1996. Drew's determination and positive attitude have taken him far in sports and in life. But most people haven't always believed he could do the things he's done.
Drew was always really a happy kid. He was the second child, and so we weren't as protective, and we just didn't stand over him so much. So he always jumped into things really quickly.
I was about 6. My dad was a huge baseball fan, so I run around with baseball bats and baseballs my whole life.
Drew has turned out to be nothing short of an all-star athlete and student. But when he quit playing football, he got involved in tennis. And I think tennis has helped him really in baseball because the overhands and all of that kind of stuff helped keep him going as far as baseball was concerned.
I'm a all-state tennis player. Most people don't expect that out of me. Me and my doubles partner finished 3rd overall in state this year.
I think that he's a real responsible, determined kid. The inside is not always like the outside. You know, he's always had to push for things that he wanted or really wanted to have a plan for. It's never come easy for him. He's always had to work. And I think that when he puts his mind to something, that he will do it.
Drew, when he was younger, it's ironic, he was quite the hitter when he was growing up. He was always a really good hitter. And then the older he got, it started backing off a little bit, and that's when he really became a pitcher. But I grew up a baseball fan, and I always told him he was going to be a pitcher. And that's what we wanted, and that's why we kind of gravitated that way.
Our 2015 Goblin Baseball Player of the Year, I first laid eyes on as a 7th grader. So eager to please, and so just not very good. I remember when he was in 8th grade sitting outside the library at the junior high talking to Coach Cross, and he came by and we acknowledged him, and my exact words to Coach Cross were, "What a great kid. He will never ever play." As the head baseball coach of the Harrison High School program, when he was in 8th grade, I had already judged him.
He told me one time, he said, "Dad, I'd rather strike somebody out than to strike out myself."
I know his 9th grade year, we actually had to call the radar gun company Stalker because we were having problems with the gun because he threw so slow that the radar gun could not even pick it up. So after calling the company Stalker and them walking me through recalibrating the gun, I am proud to announce to everybody here that as a 9th grader, he topped out at 57 miles per hour, which in baseball terminology is not very good.
Not everyone doubted Drew. His parents and brother have been his #1 supporters from the beginning. If Drew thought he could play baseball, so did they.
I remember the night when, after all the years of doubting Drew and all the years of, just wondering if he could do it, I remember the night that I believed in him, and it was against Mountain Home, and anybody that knows anything about Harrison knows about our rivalry with those guys, and he was pitching, and we'd really challenged him the night before, and he collapsed on the mound. Bases were loaded, and he threw a 1-1 fastball, and he collapsed and just gave out right there. And I think everybody in the stadium thought he'd either broke every bone in his ankle or had blown his knee completely out. And I remember getting to the mound and telling him that if the trainer got out there, I was taking him out of the game. And he got up off the ground, picked himself off the dirt, and walked it off and proceeded to strike out the side. And it was one of those deals that kind of just time stops. And you realize that, hey, this person's got something special in them. And I remember that was the night that I believed that he was capable of taking us places that we didn't really know at the time. I know going into his senior season, I had told him that if he was going to be able to do what we needed him to be able to do, he needed to lose weight. And it's tough to tell anybody that, but he bought into it, and every morning, 5:30 a.m. before junior high football practice, he would meet me down here, and we would walk, and we started off by walking, and then it got to the point we were walking and running, but it actually took Drew, about 4 weeks to get to the point where we could just run 100 yards, and he just built up from there to the point I think he lost 40-something pounds, And while everybody else is sleeping in and not working, he's out doing little things to make himself better that nobody else knows about. And it's just, I knew right then that he was committed to getting where he needed to be.
He's alright on most days until it comes game days, and he's a jerk. He doesn't talk to anybody. He just stares at people.
Headphones go in and they don't come out until about 3:45 before I walk on the mound.
Even in class?
Even in class. Teachers leave me alone. They just understand that there's mojos and everything else that people got to go through and everything else in that kind of situation.
Walk through for me, hey. I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these people staring when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through?
Toughness is the trait that defines everything about what we do. That every time I asked him to do something, he never ever let me down.
Mom's big about helping everybody. It's all about the team, and so she's the one that keeps me level-headed. No, all about me kind of attitude. It's one of those things. If any kind of that, she calls me out on it and keeps me level-headed, and it helps me a lot.
Drew plans to follow his father's footsteps by working in broadcasting, and he has a dream of working at ESPN, and he would love to host his own radio talk show.
He had something in him I never saw. He simply wanted to win more than I did. And if you know me at all, and know every morning when I wake up at 5 a.m., winning is what fuels me.
This is my world, this is my arena. The TV told me something different, I didn't believe it. I stand here in front of you today, all because of an idea. I could be who I wanted if I could see my potential, and I know that one day I'ma be him. Put the gloves on, sparring with my ego. Everyone's greatest obstacle, I beat him. Celebrate that achievement, got some attachments and baggage I'm actually working on leaving.
He'll be the first one to tell you he's nothing without his defense, and they'll be the first ones to tell you that he gets them to where they want to go.
Hey, Jim. 3 more. 3 more. 3 more.
Kane is in the building.
Already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. Alright, already the show goes on all night. Till the morning we dream so long. Anybody ever wonder when they would see the sun? Just remember when you come up, the show goes on. One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours, it will be ours. Oh, one day, when the war is won, we will be sure, we will be
Hands to the heavens, no man, no weapon formed against, yes, glory is destined. Everyday women and men become legends.
And now for the MVP award goes to the winning pitcher, Drew Fitzgerald.
The underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can get to know me. Leader the love with the underdogs on top, and I'm gon' shine, homie, until my heart stop. Go ahead, envy me. I'm Raps MVP, and I ain't going nowhere, so you can
That you never, ever, ever judge someone by what you see on the outside. For all you athletes here, don't you ever let somebody tell you that you can't do something. If you believe it, you can do it. You and only you control your destiny, period.